Yes guys, the Champions League does officially return on Valentine's Day on Tuesday, and of course I'm here to give my predictions for all the games from the last 16. Let's get right into it. I'm using this Uefa predictor game thing. Tells you all the games here, you basically put in the score. So yeah, let's just get right into it with the first game. What's the game we kick off with? Tuesday, 8 o'clock guys. This is one of our definitely going to be watching. It is PSG against Bayern Munich. PSG have the home advantage in the first leg. And yeah, this will be a crazy game. We all know that both these teams have history playing against each other in the Champions League.
Bonjour, Paris Saint-Germain. Au revoir. Le Champions League. Allez.
Many times before. Bayern Munich always seem to usually come out on top. But yeah, this will be a crazy game. Will Kylian Mbappe be back for this game? Will he be playing the first leg? And how important is he going to be if he doesn't play for PSG? And I have been looking at some of their games in Ligue 1 this season. After a very good start. Yesterday they're still top of the league, but their past games they got battered by AS Monaco in their last game. They also lost to Marseille in the French Cup. Big up Alexis Sanchez as well for scoring in that game. Bayern Munich on the other hand as well. They are, yes, they're still top of the league, but it's closer than you think. Union Berlin out of nowhere are about 1 point behind them. Bayern Munich haven't been that great in the past few games either. They did get a 3-0 win against Bochum last time out, but this game, first leg at PSG. This will be a very good game, and I can see this going one way. And I'm actually going to go with a Bayern Munich win. Now, I think this game's going to be fantastic, but I'm going to go with PSG. They will score, but I have a feeling Mbappe won't be back. So I'm going to go Bayern Munich getting a 2-1 win against PSG, guys. And obviously, this is my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with me, but I just think this game, Bayern Munich are going to have too much to them. Will Choupo-Moting score against his old club as well? So, and also Bayern Munich have signed Cancelo. I think that's a very good addition to them. This will be a very good game, but I think Bayern Munich are going to come out on top and beat PSG by 2-1. But we've got two teams who are actually just so bad, man, this season. We've got AC Milan against Tottenham. As I said, both teams are really struggling in their leagues right now, especially with AC Milan. And you wouldn't expect this from them, but they've been shocking. Their past 5 games, they've conceded so many goals. They conceded 5 and they lost 5-2 against Susolo, and they just haven't looked that great. Even in the Champions League, they were in Chelsea's group. They struggled to beat Chelsea. Tottenham, on the other hand, are Tottenham in it, you know. So we all know it's the history of the Tottenham.
Very quickly, yeah, but Tottenham is the history of the Tottenham. They always created many chances and scored so much.
But what I will say, I think it is AC Milan. I can see, you know what, Milan may... This game's so hard to predict because both teams are just not that good, are they? Both teams are not that great. I think it is at, obviously, San Siro. I think Milan... you know what, I'm going to go with a draw for this game, man. I'm going to go with AC Milan 1. Tottenham 1, to be honest. I think Tottenham can somehow sneak a draw out of this. And yeah, I ain't being biased because look, I'm an Arsenal fan if you can't tell, but I think both teams have been shocking this season. This game will end in a 1-1 draw, in my opinion. And then on Wednesday we've got Dortmund against Chelsea. Wow, this game is going to be very hard to predict, in my opinion. Yeah, obviously so sort of Dortmund. Obviously, they've still got Jude Bellingham, but they have, of course, lost Erling Haaland. I haven't really been keeping up with Bundesliga that much, so I don't know how well they're doing. I actually looked the other day. I think they're like, I think they're 4th or whatever, so they're not even challenging for the league title. I don't think. But obviously, Chelsea, we all know about Chelsea this season. They spent loads and loads. They splashed the cash on players like Mudryk, Joao Felix, and people like Madueke. And yeah, and all those types of players, and yeah, they're still struggling. I mean, last time for Chelsea, they obviously drew 1-1 with West Ham the other day, and Felix to score that game. But Potter just doesn't really seem to be getting it right at the moment for Chelsea. I mean, there's mixed opinions about Graham Potter. Fans want him out. Fans want him to give him time and to trust the process and all that stuff. But yeah, this is the only thing that Chelsea have got left this season is the Champions League. If they've got any chance to win in the Champions League, this is their only competition that they really have a chance of winning it, and I don't think they're going to win it. So away to Dortmund, I can see. You know what? I hate to sit on the fence, but I can see another draw. I think this game will be a really good game, and I'm going to go with 2-2 for this game. I think this game is going to be a very entertaining game. And I did watch Dortmund against Man City in when they was in the group stage, and they actually gave Man City a very, very good game. And on another day, they really should have beat Man City, especially when they played them at home as well. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-2 for this game. I think it's going to be a draw for this first leg. Next up, we've got Scott Parker. Yes, Scott Parker is now the manager of Club Brugge. After managing Bournemouth and he lost 9-0 to Liverpool, he got his move to Club Brugge, and he's managing them in the last 16 of the Champions League against Benfica. And before Scott Parker, Club Brugge finished top of their group. Nobody expected them to do this well. Same with Benfica as well. I'm pretty sure that they finished top of their group. Or no, I think it's Bayern Munich, but Benfica still made out, and they still and you know, they're here against Club Brugge, and it is at Bruges, and obviously under Scott Parker, I don't really know how Club Brugge are doing. Obviously under their old manager, they seem to do really well in the Champions League, to say the least. But I'm sorry, Club Brugge. I think Benfica are going to have far too much quality. I mean, they've got obviously Ramos, who plays up front, who was superb in the World Cup for Portugal. Yeah, I do see this going one way, and that is going to be Benfica winning this. I think Club Brugge will score, but Benfica winning this by 3-1 for me. Simple as that. Sorry, Scott Parker, but Benfica are going to absolutely obliterate Club Brugge in this first leg. Alright, so let's move on to the next week then. We've got Eintracht Frankfurt, of course, Europa League winners against Napoli. Now, Napoli, what a season they're having. They're absolutely flying in Serie A right now. Yeah, they are literally obliterating teams. They've gone so many points clear. It looks like they will win this Serie A this season. Champions League as well. It's been hit or miss. But obviously, Eintracht Frankfurt, obviously, are Europa League winners. I see Napoli winning this game, no doubt about that. And I'm going to go with Napoli, Frankfurt 0, Napoli 3 in my opinion. I think they're going to get the 3-0 win. They've been absolutely superb this season. Of course, they've got so many good players like Victor Osimhen up front, clinical, very, very good striker. And yeah, even their defence, like Kim Min-jae as well, is big shout out to him. He's a superb defender. Actually played for South Korea internationally, and he's been absolutely rock solid this season at the back for them. And even people like Hervin Lozano, who's obviously Mexican, he also plays them as well, and he's been doing all right. So yeah, Napoli, what a season they've had in, and I think this will be light work for them. Sorry to Frankfurt, but Napoli will have too much quality, and it's going to be 3-0 to Napoli. And we've got Liverpool against Real Madrid. Yeah, we all know what's going on with Liverpool, 10th in the league. Klopp's had enough by the looks of it, and yeah, they just signed Gakpo. He ain't been doing that great either. Liverpool finish, in my opinion. This is the only thing they've got alive left, and they're not winning this against Real Madrid. They are Anfield first leg, and we all know how hostile Anfield can be, and how much Liverpool do play well in the Champions League at Anfield. Just go back to that Barcelona game, that iconic Barcelona game where they came back. You know, corner taken quickly, and then Origi and all that. Yeah. Do I see something happening similar to it? Well, obviously Real Madrid haven't been doing that great, to be honest, in La Liga. Barcelona have been, big up Barcelona as well. They've been getting the edge over them, and they are top of the league. They have just recently won the Club World Cup, Real Madrid, and they won 5-3 in the final in that game. Is at Anfield, and I do see a Real Madrid win for this one. I think Liverpool will give them a good fight, to be fair. I think they will score, but Real Madrid are going to win it 2-1 in my opinion. Let's move on then to Inter Milan against Porto then. Another Portuguese team, of course. Them and Benfica doing really, really well in the Champions League, up against Inter Milan of Serie A, who've been doing all right, to be honest, but of course they're nowhere near Napoli at the moment. It is that, of course, Inter Milan, and I think I just see one winner. I think Inter Milan will have too much of them. Of course, Porto have got that man, Taremi, from, of course, Iran. What a player he is, by the way, and he does have a Champions League goal as well. He's one of the key players for Porto. And then obviously, you know, you got Inter Milan. I think in Milan still got Edin Dzeko, don't they? And I don't know how old he is now, but he's still somehow getting games and bagging the goals. But yeah, I do see Inter Milan winning this. I think it'll be a very tight game, actually. I'm going to go with Inter Milan scoring just by a goal to nil. I think it's going to be a very, very tight game for the first leg, 1-0 to Inter Milan. So we've got RB Leipzig against Man City. Of course, Man City are in the absolute mud at the moment. But they are still in the Champions League this season, and they're looking like this is what Pep needs to win. This is his only trophy he has never won at Manchester City, and of course Man City have never won in their history. So yeah, we all know how Man City do slip up in the Champions League. Could we see something similar in the last 16 against RB Leipzig? I don't think we can. I think RB Leipzig has some very good players though. Especially one of my favourite players to watch is for them is Dominik Szoboszlai, of course, from Hungary. And of course, I think they've still got Andre Silva up front. Or is he at Frankfurt now? I can't remember. I cannot remember, but yeah. Man City, it is at Leipzig. I just think Man City are going to have so much quality for Leipzig. I think they will score though, but it will be a 3-1 to Man City win for this game go through. So yeah, those are my Champions League predictions, guys. Of course, you don't have to agree with me. This is my opinion. Comment yours down below. I'll see you guys very, very soon for another video.